Welcome and welcome back. It is another amazing day in paradise, and today we are at day 5. Day 5 in this birthday month of miracles, and day 5 in the Let's Talk series. And oh my goodness, it's 5 days till my birthday. And perhaps even more importantly, because it'll exist far beyond me and has existed far before me, is it's 5 days until Human Rights Day. And so I'm extremely passionate about this season that I'm in. Um, the thought that came to my mind this morning was necessity is the mother of invention. And so just everything that keeps coming to my mind is because of the needs that I see. And what's interesting is that I'm not worried about myself. Like, my God has got us. It's everybody else who I know and I realize don't have that same relationship and they don't have that same faith. And I don't even know if faith is the word to use. It's just that with so many people in survive mode, in this mode to survive, that there is a huge disconnect and often a lack of education about how to thrive. And so that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to bring, an opportunity to thrive. And so today, I want to talk about what actually set me on this path. There are 3 pillars, I will say, that put me on this path to where I am now. The first, I will say, is the life of Troy Anthony Davis. This year celebrated 10 years since his execution for the murder of an officer who was moonlighting as a security guard. He was innocent. There's been so much. It's really been disturbing because this year was also there's also this this whole, excuse me, I'm losing my words, this whole experience with Julius Jones, if you're not familiar with him, um, in Oklahoma, who was just recently on death row and whose sentence was commuted to life without parole for a murder he didn't commit. Where in just all of the injustices that were surrounding his case were just a constant reminder of everything that happened with Troy. And so Troy introduced me to what life is like when you're living with other people's bushels on your light. But what he did differently was that he lived, though other people were trying to put bushels on his light, he never let his light be extinguished. It was kind of like trying to cover the sun. That's what I would say Troy was like. Like, there isn't a basket or a bushel big enough to put out his light even to this day. And so I'm really grateful that I met him, that I knew him, that we exchanged letters, and that he became a part of my my life in such a way that he dramatically changed it. Um, in a way that I will never be able to forget. He is such an important part of this journey of who I've been becoming and who I am and what I know. The second pillar, I would say, is just the love of Black men. Um, there was, there is this very beautiful human who I met on June 6th of 2008. We met virtually, we met on Skype. He started Skyping me and stuff like that. And he really put me on the journey to loving myself and wondering and being able to determine why I was worthy of love. The interesting thing about that is that we have actually never met in person. We still connect every once in a while. Usually birthdays, we'll send a hi here and there. But he really set me on a journey of self-love and discovery. Um, Wisdom's dad, he is another person. Though we are not in a relationship together, he is another person who has been instrumental in um, in my self-discovery. And then my son, Wisdom, he has been extremely instrumental in helping me peel back those final layers of discovering who I am and giving myself the final stamp of approval that I am worthy of love. The kind of love, the L.U.V love, where I see the greatness in me and I don't apologize for it. How can I? I'm one of God's greatest creations. Every human is, if we could only recognize that and then see it in each other and help each other live up to it. And so being able to raise my young human, my beautiful young Black man, is the most tremendous honor in the world. Next to that, it kind of naturally flows into Black Love Day, which a lot of people don't even know exists. It is celebrated, it's an official holiday. It's a nationally recognized holiday. It is celebrated the day before Valentine's Day, which is February 13th. And Mama Ayo Handi Kendi, she advocated for this holiday to come to fruition. And this year was the 28th year of its existence. And there are 5 tenets and 4 goals of Black Love Day. I'm not going to go into them right now because it is long. So tomorrow I'm going to go into more detail about that. But it is that the love from the men that I have in my life and Troy and my relationship with Troy naturally kind of flowed into this. I just learned about Black Love Day 3 years ago, maybe. I think it's been 3 years ago. I attended a Black Love Day celebration. I had never heard of it until then. And then this year I actually got to meet Mama Ayo, and she is phenomenal. She's absolutely phenomenal. She's such a dynamic spirit, and she's a certified breathologist. You need to check out her website, Positive Energy Works, and I'll put that information in the description so that people can reach out to her and support what she's doing, because she is, oh my goodness, she's a little firecracker, but in the most gentle way. Like, I don't know how you have gentle firecrackers, but Mama Ayo is it. Like, she's so dynamic, but in the most gentle way. And then the last pillar that Love Enterprises is built on, and even I would say me, because really love is an extension of me. Love is my gift. That's what I was called to do. I knew that. I've known that for a long time now. I'm not always very successful at it. I am very successful at the L.U.V because I just see greatness in everybody. Um, but I can see I have the first part down, the honor, the opportunity, blessing, and challenge of seeing God or goddess and others. It's the second part, the honoring, reverencing, and nurturing that God or goddess within until it is manifest without. That's the part I struggle with a little bit. It's kind of like compassion for some people. A lot of people feel, a certain way about people who are going through stuff, but the second part of actually wanting to do something about it and then having mercy and executing it, that's definitely a challenge for so many people. And so that is a natural transition into the last aspect of what love is built upon, and that's the parable of the exceptional Samaritan. So, the parable of the exceptional Samaritan is the foundation of, like, oh my goodness. This story just rocks my world because the parable itself, the whole situation starts with a conversation between Jesus and the lawyer. But the parable itself is so powerful to me simply because it is the story of every human being. Any person who has ever lived, this is their story in a nutshell. It is our collective truth. And I don't think people realize that. In fact, I know people don't realize that, or else we would treat each other differently. And so it is just remarkable. It is remarkable to me, this story and how Jesus weaves it. And this to me is like the universal truth. Like this parable is like the simplified version of like the 7 habits of highly effective people. I keep saying I'm not going to write a book, but if I were to write a book, it would be about this. Actually, I have written a book. I've written a gratitude journal. Um, I've written a gratitude journal. I've compiled a gratitude journal that was selling. Anyway, um, if I write a book, then it would be about the exceptional Samaritan because I know there's more for me to discover. I did a series on it almost a year and a half ago. It's been about a year and a half. I think I did it in March of 2020. And we're now in December of 2021. So that is a year and a half ago. And since that time, I've still learned so much from that parable. And it is not at all regarded in the way that it should, not in any way, shape, or form. And so I'm excited because it is a very strong part of who I am. Anything I talk about, it goes right back. It goes right back to the peril of the exceptional Samaritan. I don't call him good no more. Good is not a good enough word. God put it in my spirit and said he is exceptional. And he is. He is. The story is incredible. It's found in Luke 10 in the Bible. And so that's where I'm going to end for today. My energy is up now. Like it was like I was excited about doing this video. But really when I think about Troy, it's such a somber experience for me. And it's a bittersweet experience because Troy lives on for me. He was such a larger than life person. And despite all that he went through, they might have killed him physically and they may have imprisoned him, but he was never in prison. His physical might have been in prison, but the rest of him was not. He was such a phenomenal human being. Absolutely amazing. And so it is such an honor for me to be able to continue his legacy and this capacity to just keep telling his story. Not only just keep telling him his story, but also do the things that he would have wanted to do and to take it a step higher, just because of who God is and what he's investing in me to be able to do. And so I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this. I love you, L.U.V and L.U.V. Enjoy creating your amazing day because it is another amazing day in paradise and you should never, ever, ever let anyone take that power away from you. Peace, love, and God's continued blessings. And always smile. S.M.E. S.M.I.L.E. which stands for spiritually minded is life eternal. Peace, y'all.